In this video, I'm going to show you how to generate a table of contents. And I'm going to use a document of my own that has various headings. Now, the first thing that you need to do is click on the View button and check on Navigation pane. Now, for us to be able to enter a table of contents, we must be able to identify headings and their labels. Now, when we do that, they are going to appear here, and you'll be able to see what we have added as the first heading or the second heading or second level heading, and so forth and so forth. So we go back home, and you can see under styles, you have the various headings that we're going to be adding. So we have heading 1, heading 3, heading 2, heading 3, and so forth as we go on. Now, for all the headings that we have for our document, we are going to decide which one is heading 1 and which one is heading 2, right? So heading 1 is normally the overall heading. Then subheadings now are labeled as either heading 2 or heading 3, depending on where they occur. So now, like for this particular document, we could take this one as heading 1 because it is the main heading for this subsection. So we'll click on heading 1, we'll highlight it, click on heading 1, and then you see the heading has been added to your left. Now, introduction will be a subheading of this main title, so we choose heading 2, and you can see that has come in and so forth. I'm gonna show you how to enter the numbers for each one of these headings. You can actually literally format it, click on modify, and then you can decide how you want it to be. You can check whether it will be the font. You can change the font, the size, you can make it bold or unbold, and so forth and so forth and so on. Now I'm going to show you that. Now, formulation, this one is a subheading of this main heading, so that would be heading 2. Now, this is a totally different level altogether. It's a different product. So we click on heading 1, and the process step will be heading 2. Right. Then we keep going, making yogurt to be a different product. So we start with heading 1, and the procedure can be heading 2, like that. Right. This will be heading 1, as usual. This one will be heading 2, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Heading 1, heading 2. Now that, after completing that, now the next thing is to choose where you want your table of content to appear. And usually it is part of the preliminary pages, but we're going to add it just above this subtitle, table of contents. Now, once we've done that, then what we need to do is go to references. On your left, you see table of content. You click on that, and then you can choose the kind that you want. I normally like this too, right? And then you just click on it, and you see your table of content has been generated with the page numbers. Of course, you can always update this table as you go. You can update entire tables if you have changed content. You can also just update the page numbers if the document has become longer and longer, and so forth and so forth. So you can also remove this table of content, and you can go back to the same place and customize the table of content. You can choose how many levels you want, depending on how many levels are there. For our case, we only had heading 1 and heading 2. Right, so you can also decide whether you want to show page numbers or not. You can decide the tab leader, the nature tab leader that you need, and so forth and so forth and so forth and so forth. Then of course, after that is done, the next thing would be Now to format the document entirely and then update the table, the table of contents page numbers, because the moment you transform the document in a way, if you change the spacing, usually some of these headings will end up in different pages. So you have to update table of content. It's actually the last thing that you do for any document. You must update it prior to printing if you need to print the document or send it anywhere. Right. Now suppose we had to add um, numbers for each one of these headings. For example, we could have this one as 1.0, and then this will be 1.1, 1.2, and so forth and so forth. We can do that. You go home, and this time around you click on the listings, and now you choose the listing by headings. And when you do that, you will realize that all of them have been added. So level 1 will be 1, heading 2 will be 1.1. If we had heading 3 under introduction, it will be 1.1.1 and so forth and so forth. This is 1.2 and so forth. So we go back the main heading 3, 3.1 and so forth and so on. You can see that on the heading section on the way. So once you do that again, you can always come back here and update the entire table so that it can capture the new changes that you have made and so forth and so forth. And that's it.